week I was watching the river and I made two stingray friends. I just sat still, observing them moving slowly, gracefully, stopping when there's something below they'd like to receive, some sustenance from the earth or some information left behind. This beautiful creature came close to show me its beauty. I asked to see more of its beauty, and it showed me. Hello, this is Eliza Kendall, speaking to you from northern New South Wales in Australia. It is Thursday, I think it's the last Thursday in May. I think it's the 28th, last Thursday in May. Goodness me, I'm still very much feeling inspired, curious, grateful, very interested to be alive right now on this planet, having this transformation, participating, collaborating, witnessing as well this grand transformation on Earth. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm really noticing how the energies of the planet right now are also transforming within my own inner world, and I'm wondering if you're also noticing the same thing. And I'm inviting you to stay curious about what you notice. That's all. Instead of judging what comes up within you or what presents in your field or within your environment, within your situation, see if you can come at it with curiosity first. I'm curious as to why somebody would think that, or as to why they would choose that, or investigating instead of assuming. I think is a really wonderful way to move through life. So I'm personally inviting you to lean into that, and I've really noticed that as well in the collective, that part of what's occurring with all of us within our own growth and the evolution of human consciousness on the planet. Part of what's occurring with us is this real refinement of how we communicate with one another, of how we engage with one another. I mean, I'm noticing a refinement of everything, what we give our attention to, the choices that we make, the actions that we take, the people we align with, the people we connect with, the behaviors that we play out, the thought forms that we have, the patterns that we're repeating. Really noticing all of these things and fine-tuning a new version of yourself is essentially what all of us are doing right now. But particularly this week, I'm really noticing the need, or I want to say there's a lot more space around for compassionate communicating, and I also want to say curious communicating. So what does that look like? As an example, I shared something this week on Facebook, and it was something that I didn't necessarily have an opinion about, whether or not I agreed with it. It wasn't something that I felt to sort of be a truth of mine that I was sharing. I shared a post from someone else's friend, and basically all I did was say, oh, this is interesting, and then share it. It created a lot of response, a lot of comment, and many of those comments turned really quite abusive against me, and attacking me personally and making a lot of assumptions about what I believe and what I don't believe. And I guess what I want to share is that regardless of what I believe and what I don't believe, I'm wondering if we can all make a little more room for curious, compassionate communication. So instead of assuming different things in that particular situation about me, different beliefs that I had, etc., ask questions. There are a few people in that post and in the comments who asked a few questions, and we had a conversation. It felt much nicer than just kind of being abused by someone on Facebook who I don't know about what I'm sharing on my own wall. So I'm opening as well to deeper and deeper levels of witnessing and receiving people in all their ideas and all their beliefs and all their, I want to say, like their internal infrastructures, the foundations that they come off. Personally, I'm wanting to hold more of a space for compassion around that and more of a space for understanding. And as I've said, just really being very curious around how people have come to that idea or how they've come to that opinion. What has transpired in their life, what else have they noticed. I'm curious about their perspective rather than just kind of putting it into a category of right or wrong all the time. And I love that. I think that it's really nice. It feels really interesting. It feels much more high vibrational, obviously, than separation and judgment and spreading hate around. Yeah, it feels much nicer in my body as well. It feels nicer in my mind and nicer within my own moral code to just be a little more interested in how people have come to that perspective instead of just dismissing it. And I think this is part of the grand discernment that we're all coming to terms with as well. And, this mastery of discernment is something that has just been coming up for me for the last few months as well within the collective. Mastering what we do with our mind, what we do with our emotions, how we use them, how we respond to them, how we respond to others, how we engage, how we relate, how we communicate, how we connect, refining all of these things to really just a more elevated, more contemporary way of being in the world, absolutely more feminine way of being in the world. Yeah, it's exciting. Okay, so I'm curious about what's going to be shared with us today from the spirits. I haven't necessarily had any hint about what that is yet, so I'm just going to open myself up to pass some information through to you and to myself, to the space around me. Okay, let's see. And with my mind now, what I'm doing, just to let you in a little bit on my process, is actually it's really just opening a space. I'm clearing everything out of my field in front of me as I close my eyes and put my crown on. Everything around me goes blank. I kind of want to say black, but really it's just space, it's emptiness around me. And within that space, I can then just invite any being who has positive information for us, any disincarnate, who has positive information and appropriate intentions, positive intentions, and the most appropriate information to pass down to us now to assist with the evolution of consciousness on the entire planet. Absolutely. Thank you, to assist us moving through into the new transition of life on this planet as well, to assist us to move out of the old ways and to really anchor in the new earth. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, and all that entails. Wonderful, bringing down those 5D vibrational energies. Wonderful, anchoring them into the earth. This is what we're about. And so any information that is to be shared with us today around this. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we have some beautiful beings here. There's a few different representatives here. I have an Australian indigenous man who would like to speak and pass on some information. I've been aware of his presence for a couple of weeks. He's been wanting to speak. We have spoken before in this way. Other times when I have been on this land, on this Bundjalung country is what I'm on right now, always respecting the ancestors and the original custodians of this land that I'm in. It's a magnificent country. Okay, wonderful. And I'm also aware that there are some other beings here who are also wanting to speak with you today. Okay, and so we'll just see. Hello. Okay, thank you. We're just being asked in this moment, and more specifically moving through the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, to be very aware, present, still is also the energy that is coming to me now, very still within Mother Earth, within nature. So what I'm being shown now by this beautiful indigenous man here is to take time to stand or sit still without stimulation, no music, no phone, no one else with you. Simply standing privately, quietly, silently within nature and allowing yourself to really hear, continuing with this deep listening, hearing the wind, hearing the animals, hearing the life force respond to the wind, feeling the energy moving around your body as you connect deeper and deeper to the earth, feeling the way that your body changes and becomes more aware and more awake to the signals and the information that is shared with you in every single moment as you engage with something else that is alive or animated on this planet. Every time you are connecting with nature, you are receiving information about how to live harmoniously with Mother Earth. And so the invitation here for all of us now is to give this priority, is really what we're being shown. Absolutely, like a really, really high priority of taking time to be quiet and still and silent in nature and deep listening, asking to be shown information that is most relevant to you as you simply stand or sit surrounded by a natural environment. Thank you. Asking for the information, and as you have found yourself in a state of peace and stillness, and perhaps you have spent some time within this nature environment to get yourself into a state where you feel peace and stillness, and as you feel that peace and stillness within you, ask the question. Ask for what it is that you seek. Ask for the information to come through the waves, the cycles, the expressions of the earth. Now, he is also reminding us and asking us to continue connecting with the earth by witnessing her beauty and speaking of her beauty to others, speaking of the way that she holds and supports, speaking of the ease with which we can live on this planet, speaking about how with adequate connection to these cycles we are easily provided for by the Mother Earth. Speaking about these things in a positive way, there is a preamble to this encouragement from this beautiful Indigenous man, and what he is saying is speak of these in positive ways, speak of these in things in happy ways. Do not speak of them in angry ways. That is not contributing in a beneficial way to the healing of the planet if you are speaking about these things in angry ways. So the invitation is to speak and share and remark and comment on not only the beauty of the planet, but also the way that it easily provides for us if we provide for it. This is also going to provide those of us who are having some clearing of our emotional body or any part of our bodies that is coming up in emotional expressions, turmoil, confusion, disassociation, numbing, escapism, etc. This practice of going and being very still and very quiet in nature for a time, and then deep listening while you are there and asking to receive information. This practice is also being handed down or passed or laid out or illuminated to you today in order to also assist us to just easily move through some of those emotions that are coming up, because as they come up, you probably already know, and they just want to remind you they're coming up to come out. There's no need for you to dig around in them or understand them or process them really at this time. Just know that, excuse me, as this epic clearing occurs, the epic clearing is also, of course, happening in the internal landscape of your body. Yes, we have these other beings here who are offering us, they're suggesting, actually, is what's happening here. Thank you. They're suggesting to strengthen connections with elders in your community. And the suggestion here is to take some of the old ways, some of the positive expressions of the old earth, of the old paradigm, to take some of those positive expressions and positive ways of moving through the world and bring them into the now and contemporize them. And so those of you particularly who are wanting to be of service to the new earth as well, it's a really opportune time now for the next few weeks is to commune and connect and converse with those who have lived on this planet for a long time and have gained a certain perspective from watching things change and move. yeah, that's really what the crux of what is there. You know, these beings have come to just specifically encourage us to do that. It's really, you know, last week we were talking about getting with the spirit ancestors, and this week we're really talking about getting with the human ancestors. And again, those that are just older than you, not necessarily in your family line, but anyone that just has more time on earth and is in that elder status and is willing to share information and their perspective of the planet and human existence as well, and the way that humans have connected to the planet, and the way that we have related to her. Yeah, gaining some of that information. It's a really opportune time to be doing that over the next few weeks, because then in a month or so there's going to be a really wonderful opportunity, energetically speaking, for us to, I want to say, integrate the old world and the new world, to take the lessons of the past and contemporize them, to take the positives of the old paradigm and to anchor them into the new world, because we don't need to just kind of wipe everything completely from the old world. We can most certainly be bringing all of the wonderful lessons and learnings that we have had up until now with us. Okay, so my phone overheated while I was recording. As you can see, I'm kind of half in the sun. But you did get most of it, and what I just wanted to share with you really was love. So I just want to say thank you. I am feeling really, really blessed and honoured and excited, and also like I must have made a really wise choice to be incarnated at this time. I love being on this planet with you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being you. It is a joy to me to be able to ride the chaotic, perfectly imperfect, amazing, magnificent waves of Earth alongside of you. And if there's any way that I can help you more, I hope this video has helped, given you some insights. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can please feel free to contact me. Check out my website for my services. If you have any questions for Spirit, please leave them for me. Put them in the comments, send me a message. I'm always so happy to speak with Spirit. No question too big or too small, so feel free to leave that for me. And sending you love always and forever. So much love to you. And see you next week.